How important is nutrition? You touched on that a little bit, and I know you're speaking in part about that at the conference this weekend as well.
Nutrition is the only reason we can be well. It's like saying, well, how important is it that I put gas in my car? Well, that's absurd, right? We would never think that. And if the gas tank ran out, we would think, well, just come on, why didn't you put gas in the car? What else could make our body work properly? See, as Americans, we have this disconnect. We think our body's our body, and we think our brain's our brain, and then we have this maybe quasi-concept of our spirit out there somewhere. And then we have a total disconnect between the food that I eat and the things that I put in my body voluntarily and how my body looks and feels and how my brain works. If you get rid of that disconnect, then suddenly you go, oh, well, wait a second. Maybe the only way I can get my body working well is to change what I put in it. And then that's a very simple concept. So if I'm in an elevator with someone and I have 35 seconds to tell them a single truth that I think could be the most powerful thing that could help them in their sort of quest for vitality, it would be simply feed your body real food. Whole, raw, natural state, minimally cooked food. There's a lot of sound metabolic science behind why those work. And avoid sugar, flour, fructose, oils, and superheated foods. So you have your eat list, whole, raw, natural state, minimally cooked, and you have your avoid list, sugar, flour, fructose, oil, and superheated foods. You start there. And that can, when you start there, people can get some major traction in their health.
Talk about the oils a little bit more. We hear a lot of conflicting reports about, how our body needs some good fats. Are there some good fats that can be found in the oils? Like, we hear about olive oil and coconut oil and things like that.
Right. So this is not about fat.
Okay.
This is about toxicity. So metabolic disease, Western-style metabolic disease, is directly linked to inflammation. In fact, most complex chronic diseases are linked to inflammation. Asthma, depression, mental illnesses, diabetes, the metabolic syndrome, hypertension, cancer, obesity, overweight. Their source is in inflammation. And what is driving the inflammation? The immune system. So then you go, well, what is making the immune system inflamed? It's toxin. And it's toxin caused by inflammatory bacteria growing in your gut. And guess what makes these inflammatory bacteria grow? Sugar and flour and fructose. Because it's just food. You give the bacteria food and they grow. When you give them a carrot, the nutrients are bound within the carrot, so they don't get all of this energy. So you give them these synthetic processed refined carbohydrates or acellular carbohydrates, they make the toxin. Now the oil thing comes in because the toxin happens to be fat soluble. Lipopolysaccharide is the name of the toxin I'm referring to. And it is oil or fat soluble, so the oil helps deliver the toxin into the body more efficiently. So, simple concept.